Tomie is a 1999 movie. It is supposed to be a horror psychological thriller film based off of the manga by Junji Ito. Now, this movie is actually very similar to Uzumaki, in which is a total disappointment. It's hard to hold a candle to something as amazing as Junji Ito, though. You know, it's hard to create a story based off the medium. However, you know, there's so many Junji Ito short stories, and there's so many long-form stories. You should be able to grab a decent story out of all of the collective work, especially Tomie. Tomie is like, I have the deluxe version somewhere over there, but basically it's like a story about a woman who can't die. And she basically causes extreme jealousy in her suitors and her boyfriends. They usually end up butchering her, cutting her up, and she ends up coming back to life in another way, splitting up like a sort of weird parasite girl. And all the different stories are about like different people who like bumped into Tomie or killed her, or, you know, it's a really interesting sort of collection. So to make one movie out of any one of those stories should be interesting. But this movie messes that up easily. There's about a woman. She basically has amnesia. She can't remember who she is. However, there was a missing girl named Tomie who was murdered 3 years earlier. So the police are investigating, and she basically gets involved, and this movie's pretty slow for the first half hour, and then about maybe an hour into the movie it starts to kick in because something happens to the main character. But overall, nothing really happens. This is more of a drama than a thriller, you know, and you know, I've read the source material. Even someone who hasn't read the source material would find this movie kind of slow and boring, to be honest. I mean, it does have a couple moments near the end that are interesting, but it's not enough to carry the whole film. So Tomie is a huge disappointment, and I give it a 0 out of 10.